Throughout the NBA's long history, we've seen a lot of slam dunks and game-winning free throws that have changed the game forever. And while these events are the main attraction, there's so much more to the NBA than shooting and winning. Throughout the course of the NBA, there have been a lot of emotional moments on and off the court too, to remind us how vulnerable and human these seemingly indestructible athletes are. In today's video, we'll be telling you all about the most emotional moments in the NBA. LeBron James takes a selfie with young fans. LeBron James is without a doubt one of the greatest NBA players of all time. His championship titles, all-time scoring points are a standard to be compared within the league. His down-to-earth personality is another reason why fans just love everything he does, both on and off the court. Having said all that, imagine King LeBron taking a selfie with you and your friends. That'd not only be awesome, but that would considerably up your street cred. The good news is, LeBron is in the business of pleasing his fans and is always ready to make them happy. Sitting courtside at a game, LeBron spots a group of diehard Cavalier fans working overtime to get his attention. Being the amazing athlete he is, LeBron reached for one of the kids' phones and proceeded to take a selfie with the bunch before handing the phone back to them. The whole scene was so wholesome and touching, as you could see how blown away the kids were at that moment, having just taken a picture with their idol. LeBron, looking nonchalant, probably didn't realize he just made some kids' dreams come true and scored them some points with the ladies in their elementary school class. Michael Jordan, Father's Day moment. Not a lot of NBA players can boast 6 championship rings, but Michael Jordan is a legendary exception. Leading the Chicago Bulls to yet another league championship in the 1995-96 playoffs, Jordan didn't celebrate with jumps and dunks as was expected after winning his 4th NBA championship. The most memorable moment after the game was when Jordan broke down on the court, sobbing uncontrollably with mixed reactions of joy and sadness. The reason for his display of emotions was because the game was on Father's Day. That was the first championship he had without his father there beside him. Jordan's father had been killed in 1993, and though his murderers are currently serving time, didn't make the occasion any less sad. Jordan, unable to contain himself, sprawled on the locker room floor crying and sobbing profoundly. Afterward, he gave an interview dedicating the championship to his father, whom he said he knew was watching him down on him. John Wall's interview. NBA players have had some interesting interviews throughout the league's history, but only a few showcase how human and vulnerable some of these star athletes are, and John Wall's 2014 interview is a prime example. The Washington Wizards point guard got emotional after Wizards won against the Boston Celtics in the playoffs when he was asked about his friend Maya Telemock Nelson. Maya has recently passed away after battling Burkitt's lymphoma, which is a form of cancer. Prior to her death, Wall had known 6-year-old Maya for a year. In that time, she discovered that she was one of his biggest fans, and the pair grew very close. He even helped her meet Nicki Minaj. In the interview, Wall couldn't hold back the waves of emotion that overcame him, and tears began to form in his eyes. Wall went on to dedicate the victory to Maya and showed support for her family while still visibly fighting back tears. Wall's heartfelt interview showed fans that he understands life is bigger than basketball, and this made us appreciate him more. Zach Randolph gives a fan his shirt. Little acts of kindness are what make the world go round, and on any good day, you can expect kindness from people. But we can't always expect to see these kinds of acts on those bad days. Memphis Grizzlies forward Zach Randolph changed the narrative with a small act of kindness despite having a bad day. While sitting on a bench courtside, Randolph noticed a young fan with his mom and proceeded to chat with him. Randolph tried to give the little boy a high five, but it seemed the kid wanted something else. The boy pointed to Randolph's warm-up shirt, indicating he wanted it. Zach didn't hesitate for a second and took off his shirt, handing it to the little boy. The moment was a beautiful show of how much Randolph loves his fans, and although the Grizzlies lost the game to Oklahoma City Thunder, he at least made one of Grizzlies fans very happy indeed. Maurice Cheeks helped sing the national anthem. Performing the national anthem at the playoffs is a big deal and would be nerve-wracking for even the most confident singers, much less if you're 13 years old. Former Portland Trail Blazers head coach Maurice Cheeks, or Mo Cheeks as he was properly called, showed his instinct as a father and coach when he displayed that he is always ready to give support when needed. 13-year-old Natalie Gilbert started the national anthem beautifully, at the 2003 NBA playoffs, but stumbled on the words halfway through as she was unnerved by the crowds of people waiting for her to lead. The head coach couldn't stand by and watch young Natalie break down, so he ran over to her and helped her with the words. He stood by her as they both sang the national anthem till the very end, with the whole arena cheering him on for his selfless act. Cheeks gave Gilbert a hug and the crowd gave him one of the greatest anthem ovations in sporting history. Mo Cheeks might not have won a Grammy for his performance, but he certainly won our hearts and that of everyone in that arena. Kevin McHale and Kevin Garnett moment. This will probably go down as one of the most emotional shows of class in NBA history. Kevin Garnett showed the world that being on different teams doesn't mean we can't express support for others despite being opponents. Houston Rockets coach Kevin McHale, who was also a former Boston Celtics star, was having one of those moments a parent should never experience. McHale's daughter, Sasha, had just passed away a week before this after being diagnosed with lupus and fighting a long, hard battle. The coach showed up to support his team, and sadly the Rockets lost to the Celtics that night. That didn't stop Garnett from showing his former mentor some support. At the end of the game, the Celtics player walked up to his mentor and gave him a heartfelt hug. McHale couldn't hold back the tears as he sobbed uncontrollably, with Garnett consoling him. The rest of the Celtics players followed suit, and they all hugged the opposing coach in a show of support and condolence for his loss. The NBA drafts Isaiah Austin. There are a few things as heartbreaking as getting close to your dream only for it to be snatched right out from under you. That was the story of Isaiah Austin, a sophomore center from Baylor University. The 7'1" player was a promising rising talent in the country, was set to be in the NBA's 2014 second-round pick. But only a few days before the big announcement, he was diagnosed with Marfan syndrome, which left him unable to play. This swiftly ended his NBA career before it even began, as he was made to retire. But NBA Commissioner Adam Silver still wanted to give Austin his big draft moment like all his peers, and he did just that. During the official draft ceremony, Silver announced Austin between the 15th and 16th pick in the draft in a ceremonial capacity. Overwhelmed with emotions, Austin couldn't hold back the tears as he climbed up the stage to receive a handshake from the commissioner just like every other drafted player. It's truly a heartfelt moment as half the arena was in tears while he waved and hugged his supporters and fans. Derek Fisher's return. Being a father and a top-tier professional basketball player is a lot to juggle, as most athletes would tell you, but there was no debating what came first with Utah Jazz point guard Derek Fisher back in 2007 when his daughter was diagnosed with cancer. Fisher's 10-month-old daughter had been diagnosed with a rare form of cancer in the retina of her left eye. The doting father missed practice and possibly the playoffs to attend doctor's appointments with his family, making sure his daughter got the treatments she needed. Getting the all clear from the doctors, Fisher got a police escort from the airport straight to the game with only a few minutes left. He got a standing ovation from the arena as he stepped into the court. Teammates rushed to welcome him, and even players from the Golden State Warriors, who were undoubtedly aware of his daughter's condition, all welcomed him with hugs and handshakes. It was truly a great show of sportsmanship and mutual respect between teams. Fisher led the Jazz to victory with a clutch three-pointer from the corner in overtime, sealing the win. Kobe Bryant's passing. This list wouldn't be complete without including the untimely passing of NBA legend Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others who were killed in a helicopter crash in 2020. Kobe's death set the tone for the rest of 2020 as the pandemic claimed a lot more lives throughout the year. The NBA had lost a star. The Bryant family had lost a father, a son, and a brother. There wasn't just one emotional moment following Kobe's passing, as there were a number of fan moments as well that left tears in the eyes of anyone who saw them. The Staples Center became a gathering point for grieving fans who left hundreds of items in memory of the basketball king. Online, fellow NBA players, former athletes, celebrities, and pretty much the entire world shared messages of grief and showed support to Vanessa Bryant and the girls. At the memorial service, there wasn't a single dry eye in the entire arena as friends and family all showed up to say one last goodbye to the legend. Beyoncé gave a touching performance, and basketball legend and close friend of Bryant, Michael Jordan, also gave a heartfelt speech, all in commemoration of the king and legend. There you go, guys. Be sure to share this video with your friends and warn them to have a tissue on hand before watching. Until next time, bye guys. Thanks for watching.